Morning, all. All right, so I'm going to use timestamps since there's technically 3 days on the board, but basically we're previewing Saturday with a couple of games today and one game on Sunday. We get into the lopsided schedule starting today. So Friday, like I said, we've got two games tonight, starting with the Winnipeg Jets and the Pittsburgh Penguins, starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. The Jets are 16 and 3 on the season. The Penguins are 7, 10 and 4. These teams played on October 20th in Winnipeg. The Jets won that matchup 6-3. The Jets are scoring 4.21 goals per game. They're allowing 2.42 goals against per game. Nick Ehlers, 9 goals, 13 assists, 22 points, having the best season of his career. So's Neil Pionk, 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points, and the Jets are 8-2 in their last 10 games. On the Pittsburgh side, they're scoring 2.67 goals per game. They're allowing 3.86 goals against per game. Crosby, 7 goals, 13 assists for 20 points. Matt Grzelcyk, 8 assists for him. He's due for a goal. The Penguins are 4-3-3 in their last 10. At 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, we have Buffalo and the Anaheim Ducks. Buffalo 9-9-1 on the season. The Ducks 8-8-2. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet again in Buffalo on February 25th. On the Buffalo side, they're scoring and allowing 3.21 goals per game. Ryan McLeod, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Honestly, in amongst all of the discussions about Buffalo, the McLeod trades worked out pretty well for Buffalo so far this year. Darlene, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points, and Buffalo 5-5 over their last 10 games. On the Anaheim side, Troy Terry, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Zellweger, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points on the blue line. The Anaheim Ducks are scoring 2.56 goals per game. They're allowing an even 3 goals against per game, and they are 5-4-1 in their last 10. So it's been a pretty good run for Anaheim, and as I said in the video yesterday, it could very well continue. All right, next up, Saturday. All right, so I can just put the book down at this point for Saturday. 15 games on Saturday. Yeah, and it's all day. 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Chicago and Philly. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet again March the 23rd in Chicago. Chicago's 7-12-1 on the season. Philadelphia's 8-10-2. The Chicago Blackhawks scoring 2.35 goals per game, allowing an even 3 goals against per game. Tyler Bertuzzi, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. Still waiting on consistent numbers from Bertuzzi. Vlasic, just the 8 assists, so he's due for a goal. Chicago's 4-6 in their last 10 games. On the Philadelphia side, they're scoring 2.7 goals per game. They're allowing 3.5 goals against per game. Michkov, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Sanheim, strong run on the season for him so far. 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points on the Philly blue line. Philadelphia's 5-4-1 in their last 10. 4 Eastern, 3 Pacific, we have the Minnesota Wild and the Calgary Flames meeting up. I'm debating about just doing a full review of all 15 games at the end of the day. We'll see what I do. But yeah, this is the first of 3 meetings between the Wild and the Flames. They'll meet again on January 25th and April the 11th. Minnesota's 13-3-3 on the season, 3.47 goals for, 2.37 goals against per game. Kaprizov, 13 goals, 21 assists, 34 points. Jacob Middleton, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points for him. Minnesota's 7-2-1 in their last 10. On the Calgary side, the 11-6-3 Flames are scoring 2.6 goals per game. They're allowing 2.65 goals against per game. Nazem Kadri, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points for him. He's been quiet for a while offensively. Uyghur, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. And despite some guys being in cold droughts, the Flames are 6-2-2 in their last 10. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific start as well between Seattle and LA. This is the first of 4 meetings. They'll meet again January the 18th, April the 7th, and April the 15th. Seattle's 10-9-1 on the season. The Kings 10-7-3. The Kraken scoring 2.85 goals per game, allowing 2.75 goals against per game. Jared McCann, 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points. Montour, really doing well lately. 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. And Seattle's 5-5 over their last 10 games. On the LA side, they're scoring 3.05 goals per game. They're allowing 2.75 goals against per game. Anze Kopitar, 5 goals, 16 assists, 21 points. Continues to be one of their leading scorers. Gavrikov, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points on the blue line. The Kings are 5-4-1 in their last 10. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific start between the Colorado Avalanche and the Florida Panthers. First of two meetings here. They'll meet again January the 6th in Colorado. The Avs are 11-9 on the season. Florida's 12-7-1, and they've been struggling lately. So for Colorado, they're scoring 3.3 goals per game. They're allowing 3.55 goals against per game. Those numbers are getting better for them. McKinnon, 7 goals, 27 assists for 34 points. Girard, 1 goal, 9 assists for 10 points. The Avalanche are 6-4 in their last 10. On the Florida side, they're scoring 3.45 goals per game. They're allowing 3.25 goals against per game. Sam Reinhart, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points. Still red hot despite the team being kind of cold recently. Forsling, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. And the Panthers are 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So we have a lot of games starting then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And there's only one late game on Saturday as well. So 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Vegas and the Montreal Canadiens. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet again in Vegas on December 31st. The Golden Knights are 12-6-2 on the season. Montreal 7-10-2. Vegas scoring 3.75 goals per game, allowing 3.1 goals against per game. Eichel, 6 goals, 23 assists, 29 points. We know just how good Eichel's been this year. And Theodore, a goal, 13 assists, 14 points for him. Vegas is 5-4-1 in their last 10. On the Montreal side, they're scoring 2.84 goals per game. They're allowing 3.68 goals against per game, but they've been better lately. Nick Suzuki, 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points. Lane Hudson, just the 11 assists so far. Still waiting on that goal. Montreal 3-6-1 in their last 10. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Vancouver and Ottawa. So this is the start of a road trip for Vancouver, and considering how that homestand ended, probably for the best. Vancouver is 9-6-3. Ottawa's 8-10-1. These teams will meet again in Vancouver on December the 21st. On the Vancouver side, they're scoring 3.17 goals per game, allowing 3.22 goals against per game. Pettersson, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points for Pettersson so far. Quinn Hughes, 4 goals, 15 assists for 19 points. And Vancouver's 5-5 over their last 10 games. On the Ottawa side, they're scoring 3.11 goals per game, allowing 3.21 goals against per game. So the goal scored and allowed about the same between Ottawa and Vancouver. Tim Stützle, 8 goals, 15 assists, 23 points for him so far this season. Nick Jensen, a goal, 7 assists, and 8 points. And as I mentioned in the recent video, a plus 12, that Nick Jensen. 3-6-1 is the record for Ottawa in their last 10. The swan dive that they do every November is well underway. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Boston Bruins and the Detroit Red Wings. So this is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again December 3rd and March the 29th. Boston's 9-9-3 on the season. Detroit's 8-9-2 on the season. Boston scoring 2.33 goals per game and allowing 3.29 goals against per game. Pastrnak, 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points. McAvoy, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Still the best offensive defenseman that Boston's got right now. 5-3-2 is the record for Boston over their last 10. On the Detroit side, they're scoring 2.53 goals per game and allowing 3.21 goals against per game. Larkin, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. Edvinsson on the blue line, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. Detroit's 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Dallas and Tampa Bay. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Dallas on March the 20th. The Stars, 12-6 on the season. Tampa Bay, 10-6-2, and looking to allow less than 7 this time around. Dallas scoring 3.39 goals per game, allowing 2.33 goals against per game. Jason Robertson showing signs of coming out of his slump. 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for him. Thomas Harley, a goal, 8 assists for 9 points. The Dallas Stars 6-4 over their last 10 games. On the Tampa Bay side, they're scoring 3.67 goals per game, allowing 3.00 goals against, so exactly 3 goals against per game. Braden Point, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points for him. Victor Hedman, 4 goals, 14 assists for 18 points, and Tampa Bay is 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Utah and Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh goes from playing at home against the Jets, playing at home against Utah. I'm wearing Pittsburgh. I figure they should win one of the two. So Utah 7-9-3 so far this season. The Pittsburgh Penguins 7-10-4 on the season. These teams will meet again in Utah on January the 29th. Utah scoring 2.58 goals per game, allowing 3.32 goals against per game. So Utah's offense was having a lot of fun to start the season. That fun's basically grinded to a halt. Logan Cooley, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points for him. Sergachev also has 12 points via 4 goals and 8 assists. Utah's 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. On the Pittsburgh side, they are scoring 2.67 goals per game, allowing 3.86 goals against per game, as I mentioned there. They also have the 4-3-3 record over their last 10. Rickard Rakell, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points for him. Maybe their most dangerous goal scorer so far this season. And Carlson, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points for Erik Karlsson on the blue line. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between New Jersey and Washington. This is the second of 4 meetings, or third actually of 4 meetings. They met October 12th. New Jersey won 5-3. They met October 19th. It was a 6-5 overtime win for Washington. And these teams meet again on November the 30th. So for New Jersey, they are 13-7-2 so far this season. The Washington Capitals 13-5-1. The Devils scoring 3.45 goals per game, allowing 2.64 goals against per game. Jesper Bratt, 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points. He's on pace for over 100 points. Hamilton, 2 goals, 14 assists, 16 points. Dougie Hamilton's having a very good run this season. The New Jersey Devils are 7-3 on the year. On the Washington side, 4.16 goals scored per game, 2.74 goals against per game. Dylan Strome, 6 goals, 22 assists, 28 points. Rasmus Sandin, 3 goals, 7 assists for 10 points. And Washington 6-3-1 over their last 10 games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Carolina's 14-5, coming off a loss against New Jersey. Columbus, of course, 8-9-2, coming off of a sensational win over Tampa Bay. It feels sensational when you win those ones, not so much when you lose them. So this is the first of 4 meetings between these teams. They'll meet again December 15th, December 31st, and January 23rd. So they're going to get to know each other pretty well during that period. The Carolina Hurricanes scoring 3.89 goals per game, allowing 2.42 goals against per game. Marty Necas continues his incredible run, 11 goals, 20 assists, 31 points for him. And Gostisbehere, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. Carolina's 7-3 over their last 10 games. On the Columbus side, they're scoring 3.42 goals per game. They're allowing 3.58 goals against per game. Sean Monahan, 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points for him. And Werenski also 19 points via 6 goals and 13 assists. Columbus is 3-6-1 in their last 10 games. And maybe they're going to start to build something off that win over Tampa Bay. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Winnipeg and Nashville. So Winnipeg goes from Pittsburgh to Nashville. I thought about wearing a Winnipeg one for the preview, and I thought, I've done it. So first of 4 meetings between these two. They'll meet again December 30th, January 7th, and February 27th. Winnipeg 16-3 on the year. Nashville 6-11-3. On the Winnipeg side, they're scoring 4.21, allowing 2.42, as I previously mentioned. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Kyle Connor, 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points for him. And Colin Miller, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points for Colin Miller. Not bad on the blue line, really. He's fit in pretty well with the Winnipeg Jets. On the Nashville side, they're scoring 2.3 goals per game. They're allowing 3.2 goals against per game. Stamkos, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. Looking for some of that magic now that they're back home. Yossi, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points for him. The Nashville Predators, 3-5-2 over their last 10 games. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between St. Louis and the New York Islanders. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of games on at the same time at that point. St. Louis is 9-11-1 on the season. The Islanders 7-8-5. These teams met October 17th. It was a 1-0 overtime win for St. Louis. On the Blues side, they're scoring 2.43 goals per game. They're allowing 3.38 goals against per game. Dylan Holloway, 4 goals, 4 assists for him for 8 points. Justin Falk, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. St. Louis is 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. The New York Islanders scoring 2.45 goals per game, allowing 2.9 goals against per game. Bo Horvat, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. Feels like he's been on that number for a bit. Noah Dobson, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. Not the kind of follow-up season Dobson would have wanted this year. The Islanders 4-3-3 over their last 10 games. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the Buffalo Sabres and the San Jose Sharks. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet again in Buffalo on March the 4th. Buffalo's 9-9-1 in their overall. I was going to say their last 10. That doesn't work. 9-9-1 overall. The San Jose Sharks 6-11-5 and coming home off a long road trip. On the Buffalo side, they are scoring and allowing 3.21 per game, as I previously mentioned. They are 5-5 in their last 10, as I previously mentioned. So they go from Anaheim to San Jose. Alex Tuch, 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points. Continues to be their basically their most consistent forward is Alex Tuch, in my opinion. That's easy. There we go. Done. Owen Power, 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points for Power. On the San Jose side, they're scoring 2.45 goals per game. They're allowing 3.41 goals against per game. Granlund, 9 goals, 15 assists, 24 points for Granlund. He's been fantastic this year. And Wallman, 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. San Jose's 3-4-3 in their last 10 games. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific start between the New York Rangers and the Edmonton Oilers. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet again March the 16th in New York. The Rangers 12-5-1. The Edmonton Oilers 10-9-1 on the season. For the Rangers, 3.5 goals scored per game, 2.44 goals against per game. And Chris Kreider just has the 9 goals, so he's winning the Cy Young right now with 9 goals and 0 assists. Fox has no goals. He has 16 assists. 6-4 is the record for the Rangers over their last 10. The Edmonton Oilers scoring 2.76 goals per game, which is low for them. They're allowing 3.19 goals against per game. Leon Draisaitl, 15 goals, 13 assists, 28 points. And Bouchard, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points for him. Another defenseman that probably, would like to see some more numbers from himself, but he seems to be getting it together. Edmonton's 5-4-1 in their last 10 games. All right, so I guess I'll timestamp the last day. On Sunday, we have one game. One game on Sunday. And that starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and it's the Utah Hockey Club and the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I hope this is a fun game because it's the only one on. For the Utah Hockey Club, they will host the Toronto Maple Leafs March the 10th. This is the first regular season meeting between the two. On the Utah side of things, Clayton Keller, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. Ian Cole, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. And as I previously mentioned, they're scoring 2.58 goals per game. They're allowing 3.32 goals against per game. And they're 3-5-2 over their last 10 games. On the Toronto side, they're scoring 3.05 goals per game. They're allowing 2.5 goals against per game. Extremely odd they're not playing on Saturday. That seems strange for Toronto. But it is what it is. Nylander, 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 points. Has been arguably the best of the 4 in the core 4. Could it be Marner? Is it Marner or is it Nylander? Let me know your thoughts. And Morgan Rielly, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points for him. He's been productive, and Toronto's been productive. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Half their roster's injured, but they're playing better with a lot of guys out, which is interesting. Some teams can do that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, including your winners. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support, as always. I will talk to you again soon.